Today I'm going to show you how to convert your Ooni Fyra 12 from pellet burning to gas burning. Let's jump right into it. The Ooni Fyra 12 is a fantastic pizza oven, but I have one big problem with it, and that's anytime I try to cook a large number of pizzas for a big group of people, maintaining the temperature with the built-in pellet burning is really difficult. You burn through a lot of fuel in a very short period of time, and it's just a constant struggle keeping the temperature high enough to actually cook through all those pizzas. So I wanted to convert this to gas, and I found the Karu 12 is an almost exact drop-in replacement for the wood pellet hopper on the back of this unit. Now, of course, that means this isn't officially sanctioned or supported by Ooni, so you're going to void your warranty for your pizza oven, and you could even cause some harm to yourself or others, so use extreme caution when you're doing these types of modifications. With that out of the way, the first thing we need to do is actually drill a couple holes. You'll notice that this has two holes on the back. That's where this typically mounts and screws into the pizza oven. That is missing from our Ooni Fyra. So we're going to take out the pellet piece that slides right here into the back. We're going to slide this right in. You can see that it's a pretty close fit. The one thing I will say is these sides here do extend out a little bit further on the Karu than the Ooni Fyra. So you're going to want to either fold those in or cut those at some point. But for now, we're just going to see if we can get these mounted up. Now, the next thing we're going to want to do is actually mark our two positions for the holes on the back. This is where we're going to drill the holes so that we can thread in a couple screws. So this is tightened and secured to the back. Let's start by marking our holes. Once the holes are lined up, it's time to drill. I'm going to start off with an 1/8 inch drill bit that's just slightly smaller than the screws that come with the Karu. Once that hole's drilled, let's go ahead and get our first screw in there. I happen to have these sort of sheet metal screws laying around that look like they're going to work perfectly. Let's give it a try though. So far so good. I'm not going to screw it all the way in because we're going to go ahead and test fit this and make sure our other hole is lined up. Well, I like the way that fits, and yeah, it feels like we can tighten it down just fine as well. So let's go ahead and get this other end lined up. It looks like our screw hole is still in the right spot, so I'm going to go ahead and drill that one as well. Beautiful. Now let's get our second screw lined up as well. We'll insert our gas burner again. And we'll tighten this down. That is now completely secured on all sides. All we have left to do now is hook up our propane tank and then give this a test. You can see this has everything you need, including the regulator built directly into it, so you should be good to go from the start. There is one tip, however, that you really need to pay attention to here. The front cover of your Ooni Fyra needs to be removed. You can still hang it down off of the front, but you can't have this cover on there while you're actually using the pizza oven. Because if the flame were to go out and the entire chamber inside of here were to fill with gas, and then something were to cause that to ignite, you could have kind of a giant bomb here. So you don't want that to happen. Leave the front cover off. Don't ever use it while you have gas running in here. Now this does have an igniter built into it, so all you have to do is turn this to the ignite portion. there we have it. It's all complete. We're going to test a couple pizzas in here to see how it does. But this really only takes maybe 10-15 minutes to do the entire mod start to finish. And you can feel the hot air barreling out of this thing. So I think we're going to have some great temperatures and a really successful pizza cook. So last night I ended up cooking about 7 pizzas and I didn't have any problems maintaining the temperature. It was a much less stressful situation. Now, one of the things I will note about this, if you take a look in here, this is with the flame set to the highest setting. Now, the problem with this is great for heating up the pizza stone, but if you cook your pizza in this, as I did my first pizza that I put in here, it ends up burning the cheese because of the flames at the very top. So what I noticed is between pizzas, what I would do is I would crank up the heat to this level, and then I would simply turn it down when I was actually cooking a pizza to a more reasonable level like this. This setting here allowed me to get that nice caramelization on the edges of the crust that you want, but it didn't end up burning the top, which is sort of ideal. The nice thing is with this setup, you have kind of the best of both worlds. You get that nice char that you want on the edges of the crust, but you don't lose out on being able to control the heat in a really precise way. Overall, really happy with this mod. Check out links in the description below and hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thanks.